games, no matter what the score is. These kids come out and play a way of football. Look at the crowd. We said before the game, hey, where's these people at? They had senior night, and they announced every senior in the stand. Palms, cheers, managers. They must have 1,900 football players that are senior. That was great to see all the moms and dads out there and everything. That was great. And they have a packed house. This field is surrounded. The field is surrounded with people.
Now looking down the road for both of these teams, what do they have coming up? Well, Mount Carmel, they'll go back home against Loyola and then travel on the road to St. Lawrence. And for Providence, well, you just flip-flop it. They're going to go away both times against St. Lawrence and Loyola.
And Loyola's going to maybe be the deciding factor who wins the Metro Blue after this ball game. That was tough.
The ball marked at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Celtics. 16 seconds remaining.
Got to find Hess.
Quigley.
Oh, backside.
And he's pulled down from the backside that time. A nice defensive play. In on the tackle for Mount Carmel was number 44, Tom Treadway.
And they did something. They just snuck around. Again, they went to a set where they can get some blocking. But Mount Carmel countered that with a backside blitz again.
And time is going to run out here in the first half. The Caravan of Mount Carmel leading this one 7-6 over the Celtics of Providence.
You're watching the AT&T Broadband Network.
In a highly competitive, aggressive, fast-paced world, today's woman has to work many times harder. Because of this, many women can't find time for their health. That's why there's Today's Healthy Woman with Lieutenant Governor Corinne Wood. It's a show that touches on women's health issues and concerns.
Join me in making sure every woman is healthy, safe, and strong. I'll see you on Today's Healthy Woman.
Today's Healthy Woman with Illinois Lieutenant Governor Corinne Wood, only on AT&T Cable Services.
Welcome back to Providence Catholic High School. Mount Carmel leading the Celtics 7-6. And Mac, we're talking about that first half, and as we're talking about the game here at halftime, you really never got the feel that there was any kind of rhythm to the football game.
Well, there was no rhyme or reason of what they were doing. They're throwing the ball, they're pitching the ball, they're dropping the ball, they're punting the ball. A very, very stale type of offense on both sides. Nobody could do anything. That contributed to the wind, the coldness, and good defense. Watch what explosive now. You go down to halftime, and you see some changes they will make.
Well, while we got this chance, let's go down to our sideline reporter, Lee Turnbow.
Halftime adjustments by both teams. Providence, really not a whole lot. They had one shot in the second quarter to go on a touchdown and a 4th down play. But outside of that, they've really played very well on both sides of the football. Mount Carmel have to establish the running game. You have to come out and pound it, pound it, pound it. They haven't been able to do that against Providence defense because the Providence defensive line, the defensive front, is shifting and stemming their fronts, which means they're moving just before the snap. Look for Mount Carmel to go to a little more options starting the second half and then try to throw the ball down the field off the option. And for you people at home, yeah, I know that Mac makes fun of my clothes, but I'm not the fashion plate that he is. And I like these gloves. I don't care what they look like on TV, but they keep my little fingers warm. It's about 30 degrees here on the field. I know up there in the booth, wherever you guys are, Mike and Mac, you're nice and warm with your nice sandwiches and your hot toddies. But down here, us working people, and you people know what I'm talking about, us working people, we have to stay warm so we can bring you the game on AT&T Broadband. Back to you.
Thanks, Lee. There's a purse missing up here, too. Would you like to claim that also? Okay.
Boy, it'd be nice if Lee could hear this, Mac, because he'd be all over you on
We're
that
having
one.
a good time here.
And Mac, you were just talking about the rushing yards, and Lee was talking about Mount Carmel having to establish that rushing game at this point, only 37 rushing yards.
Well, if you got a Dan Dorham in your backfield, who's one of the better backs in the state, and that covers a lot of territory, this kid can really run, and you only have 37 yards rushing, there's a problem on both sides. Mentor's an outstanding runner. He is really had one good run, and that's been it. So now we see where they've felt each other out. Now they got to go out for the knockout. Somebody's got to deliver some really power-packed punches.
Providence really getting some offense going. They have 145 yards here in the first half, but really didn't capitalize when they needed to.
Well, not making that touchdown when they were inside the 10-yard line could be a big break in this game.
Now we'll start the third quarter off. Doyle takes it at the 10. He's a 30,
Whoa.
and he's just tripped up, and he'll go down at the 30-yard line. And Providence will start out there, 1st and 10.
And the kicker, number 4, Marshall, made that tackle. He just came down and took the legs out of the ball carrier on that play.
Well, for Providence in the first half, a lot of that offense coming from Mentz. And here you take a look at Brian
watch
Doyle.
again where he hits him, right on the knees. Bang. Boy, that's from the blind side.
1st and 10. It goes Mentz. Left side, and Mentz will gain about a yard. And he's just popped on the play that time. In on the tackle for Mount Carmel, the linebacker. It looks like Campbell again.
Brought down by number 32 for the Caravan, J.P. McGlynn.
Also in, J.P. McGlynn on the tackle.
Well, again, Mentz looks like he can get outside. The Caravan does not have a good flow to the outside when Hess is not on the end. This time he's down in the middle that time. There
Pitch goes to Mentz again, and he'll get across the 35 to maybe the 36, where it'll be 3rd and 5.
They've sped up the offense. They're getting in and out of the huddle faster, making sure that Mount Carmel doesn't make any adjustments on the play out. They're trying to find out where Hess is and running away from him. Mount Carmel counters by putting Hess left and right side, out wide, and then at the tackle position.
Well, passing down now for the Celtics in the first half. Quigley was 8 for 13, 69 yards passing. Doyle with 4 catches for 27 yards.
See if they come with their backside blitz. This is how they counted passing formation.
Split backfield, pro set.
There he comes, backside. It's through.
And they get it. They're going to have enough for the first down. And the ball's all the way up to midfield, and the flag goes down on the play.
You got to love Coach Ernst. I'll tell you what. He did exactly what you're supposed to. He told them, you're going backside blitz on us.
End of the play.
Let's listen for this
84
call.
offense. You should block below the waist.
Whoa, big play. Big play. That's going to really kill and take that down. They're going to get the first down and take the ball back. Watch again. The backside blitz again by Campbell, and he throws to the unprotected zone. And there's Mentz wide open.
On a play by the offense. We'll repeat third down.
And you saw him come in from the backside, but it didn't look like he actually made contact on the play from the replay.
It doesn't matter. The flag was thrown. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's going to kill that play.
It'll be 3rd down for the Celtics.
I learned a long time ago, you don't argue with the umpires because they don't change.
3rd and 8.
They're coming back again with the same blitz.
Quigley. Left side, he has his man all the way up to midfield. It's Lokank on the reception.
Well, Lukey Lokans did a good job of getting up and getting that ball. He's got good feet. I like the way he runs. He runs a nice pattern. It's very tough. He's 6'3", so he can go up and get the ball at a good height. And quickly has a lot of time. All the green jersey protecting. Watch where the ball is. Great catch. And again, he always turns his hip up toward the goalpost.
Mentz checks out of the game, Cleveland. And the handoff will go to Cleveland right up the middle. And he'll gain about 4 yards.
And this is kind of what Providence now. They look like they're moving the ball. You know, they're throwing the ball, they're running the ball, then they get hit with a penalty. Then they break down a little bit. So there's no consistency, and that's what Coach Ernst has always had in his offense, that consistent drive. And this is a big drive. They're taking the ball for the first time and see if they can move right down the field. And Mount Carmel does not look sharp right now defensively.
And Providence with the win at the back, and you need to take advantage of that while you have the time.
You want to get that ball down the Lokans in 101.
I formation. Quigley back again.
Whoa, he got him in.
And he's going to be pulled down that time. The rush from Mount Carmel. In on the tackle, number 37, Brian Murray.
Well, they just came up the middle that time. Between Murray and Hess, they just pushed the green jerseys back. He had all the receivers covered downfield in a great play by Mount Carmel.
And that sack only cost them a few yards here, so fortunate that it didn't cost them more on the play.
Yeah, and you see how they fight, and here comes big number 87 comes through there and grabs hold to Quigley to stop that play.
It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Celtics. The ball at the Providence 48. Split backfield, receivers left and right.
They're out of position. They're jumping around on defense.
They go right side to Metz,
nice.
and he gets by Metz all the way down to the 22-yard line, and a big play for Providence when they needed it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it didn't. Now, that was a clip. They didn't call it, so it wasn't a clip. That's all right, though. It was a good pass catch by time for Mintz. Mintz did a good job of setting up the block on that. And it evens out. When people start talking about is there a clip or not a clip on the other play, it comes back. You see what you see. They didn't see this one. Good catch that time. Nice route.
And Mentz all the way down near the 22 before he's pushed out of bounds.
Now they got to punch it in.
High formation for the Celtics.
Quigley
rolls left, and he's got some room to run. Looking, and it's picked off. No, they're going to call it out of bounds. They say he was out of bounds. And Providence with a big break on the play.
You're talking about having a 4-leaf clover in your pocket. That's 2 plays in a row. They got a break. They had to be grateful that time. Quigley, they saw a double cover time, over and under. He had no room to throw that ball for a mistake and threw it right to the defensive back. Just happened to be out of bounds on that catch.
And that Mount Carmel coaching staff in the ear of the official over on the
better believe
sideline.
it. Both sides are barking now about breaks and calls.
7-6 our score. 8:23 remaining in the third quarter.
He's got to look for the tight end, dragging across the middle. He runs the same play. They're not taking the tight end across.
High formation. Reader changes to the right side. 16.
A little tight inside. He's more of an off-tackle play type runner. But we got that big fullback leading the way.
Look at Lokank and Matt coming up to the press box before the game. You got a chance to talk to his dad.
Oh, yeah.
About pronounce his name.
Hey, I told him I don't have to pronounce it at all. Number 2. Just having fun.
3rd and 5 for the Celtics. Quigley again. And he finds Lokank over the middle. And they're going to call him down just inside the 1-yard line. And you should hear the Providence coaches. You can hear them up here in the booth.
Now, can I call him what I want to call him?
You can call him whatever you want, Mac.
Luke Lokank did a good job of going in that time.
You can tell the Providence coaches.
Again, they got to stop raising Cain at the umpire. He's making a call. What are you going to do? Punch the ball in. You know?
And now in this situation, what's your favorite play, Mac?
You're going to get the quarterback sneak.
We'll see if Matt Sefner goes that route. They give it to Mentz.
Yeah, nobody's called one yet.
No call.
He's in, though.
And finally, they make the call. Mike Mentz in for the touchdown. And finally, Mac, Providence getting that offense moving.
Well, yeah, they got the ball through the ball. A good job of moving downfield with a mixture of plays. And they got some pull that time. They got some push on the offensive line. The big guys hunkered down and moved the white jerseys off and gave some room for Mentz to stick his head over there for that big first down and a touchdown.
The left side of that line anchored by Jim Dillon and Tony Richmond. And they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. And here you go, the officials. Providence Catholic takes a timeout. You know, let's go down to sideline reporter Lee Turnbow.
Mike, one of the big adjustments that Providence made at halftime is their blocking schemes to pick up the blitz by Mount Carmel, especially the inside linebacker number 40, Niall Campbell. He was killing Providence coming off the edge with his blocks. And the last pass to Longcake down to the goal line, they picked up Mount Carmel blitz. It's very important for Mount Carmel to come back and do something, because Providence still has the win. As you watch this on your TV screens from right to left, Providence going for 2 points to make it a 7-point ball game, and they know they have to maintain the score because this wind is picking up and the temperature is still dropping. Mike?
Thanks, Lee. And Matt Seffner from Providence Catholic, the importance of this 2-point conversion to get that lead back up to 7 points.
Well, I think he's going to have to score another time in the game. It's important, just like the miss. And again, what you have to do is get quickly on the bounds. You got to get him rolling out so he can pass, run, and have that option. Put some bigger people in that defensive front, too. Well, Carmel came out with some beef.
That scoring drive, 70 yards in 10 plays. Time was 4:43. Providence for the 2-point conversion.
Now they've got a funny double tight end formation. There he is on the roll.
Quigley rolls out right.
No.
And he's not going to get in. So Providence Catholic taking the lead with 7:13 remaining, 12-7.
Well, again, that was a big play. Again, they went to a new formation with double tights. The back split, try to get Quigley on the roll, and Quigley just didn't turn it up. He got to the corner. Good play by the defense. Came up and knocked him out of bounds before he could get his head across that line.
The defense of Mount Carmel standing up to that play.
And that touchdown was not bad for Mount Carmel. I mean, if you think about it, they got to score to win now, and they still, if they score, they'll be ahead. So the touchdown, the extra points were the big thing. You have to score. Celtics in the lead. They came down and had some good plays, hitting low cans. Quickly, a good job of moving the ball. Had good runs by Mintz, and they countered the Mount Carmel defense.
And the only problem for Mount Carmel up to this point in the game, though, is that they've only had 37 yards of offense going. They need to get that offense moving. They haven't been able to do it. Their only score came on the kickoff and the return.
And something's not clicking in Lindsey's offense. This is unusual for him, and it could be the Celtics are just in their hats and doing a good job of tackling. I mean, that always helps when the other guy's knocking you down. But it is not a typical offense when you hold Quinn and Durham to 50 yards total between the two of them.
Marty Quinn and Rocky Angoni back for the Caravan.
Just remember, Mike, the last time the Celtics scored, boom, boom, beat, beat, right down the field by Rocky. If they get the ball to him.
And it's going to go in between them. Indecision by Quinn and Angoni. Finally, Quinn takes it. And Quinn's going to get all the way up to the 25-yard line. That ball was back, just bouncing around, and they still get it across the 20.
Well, I think he kicked it so fast and so it wasn't high that he outkicked his coverage that time. Quinn did a good job of bringing the ball out to past the 20-yard line.
Well, the coverage really today on the kickoffs has not been good by the Celtics.
That's going to be some adjustment that both teams are going to have to work on as the playoff format begins a couple weeks from now.
Ball at the 25. Mulcrone. Inside handoff goes to Durham. And he gets a yard, maybe two on the play.
The Celtics did a great job. That Britt Cleveland, number 27, is on the play all the time. He's in or around making tackles. And they've just hunkered down with that big nose guard, big number 75. Boy, he does a great job. He just stacking it up, and they cannot run the dive play. Let's see if he comes to that option now.
6'3", 271, Knapchick. 2nd and 9. Mulcrone, quick handoff. It goes to Quinn, and Quinn will gain about 7 on the play. It'll be 3rd down, 2 to go.
And this is a big 3rd down. We're saying in the first half we saw a big 3rd down by Mount Carmel. This is another big 3rd down because there's 6 minutes to go in this quarter. You don't want to punt the ball and give the ball back to the Celtics in good field position. So it's imperative that they get this 1st down. It's imperative for Providence to stop them from getting that 1st down. It's an easy game.
The ball at the 34, and Providence pointing to the movement on that line. And that will not make Frank Lenti a happy man.
No.
Snap.
I think
Ball start.
Those are the
On the
mistakes.
offense. We'll repeat 3rd down.
Those are mistakes that a young team. I mean, he's got a lot of young ball players out there. A lot of times, he's senior and he's done a lot of juniors on that line, so that makes a difference in clutch play. Now let's see if they can make this up. They've got to throw the ball now. It's 3rd and 7.
And what's tough for Frank Lenti and his staff is really they haven't been able to get any consistently going offensively. Then you have the penalties taken away, and that makes it even more difficult.
Well, they need a break. Providence got a break on their run on the last touchdown. Let's see what they do this time.
Split backfield. Oh, Crow. And he finds his receiver on the right side, and it's going to depend on the mark of the official on the play.
He's going to be short. He's going to be right on that line.
Standring on the reception. And he's going to be well short of that first down. So now Frank Lenti and his staff with a decision on their part.
They've got to punt the ball.
And that's exactly what he's going to do as the punting unit steps onto the field. The Providence defense stepping it up.
Well, it's one thing when you run the route and you need 7 yards, you don't run 5. You go down 7, maybe 8, and then turn back. Don't make 5 when you need 7 because it doesn't do you any good.
And it's amazing. You see it at every level. Even in the NFL, you see the same thing
maybe
happen.
because the defense is covering you tight, but you've got to push him back the length of the first down. And he'll be told that when the films are shown Monday and Tuesday.
Back for the Celtics. Ryan
got
Jacuz,
another movement.
And also Matt Martino. And this has really been a consistent theme throughout this game. Whistles breaking up the action in the play.
Something happened to Neil Campbell's equipment. They had to take him off the field. Looked like it might be his mouthpiece, which is probably, or his chin strap. That always makes me nervous when one of my first teamers on special team goes out and I got to put somebody else in there who doesn't spend a lot of time doing that play. This kid's done a good job of kicking the ball. He's getting some good bounces.
And that one takes a Providence bounce as it hits inside the 40 and just rolls even that time, so they get a break and start out with nice field position at their own 40.
Well, let's see if Coach Ernst and the offense comes out and goes for the jugular vein right away. See if they roll quickly out and try to find Locans again down the flats or with his fade route. We have not seen the fade toss, which is a favorite of Providence quarterbacks. In the ages, they throw great fade routes. And he's got him one-on-one again with plenty of room over there.
I formation, pro set.
And there he is again. He's got out. Tight end across the middle.
And he finds Reeder, and Reeder's going to have enough for the first down across midfield. And now this Providence offense starting to get into a rhythm here.
They're mixing them up this time. You got a great battle with Locans and Chad Dickerson, one of the better defensive backs in the state. And Locans, a fine receiver. They're taking him one-on-one. That time again, Reeder has been open time and again with the drag across the middle. As you see, quickly makes the fake. He comes across, and there's Reeder just coming unattached, and the linebacker can't stay up with him. And he's got that 10, 12-yard gain.
Reeder, 6'5", 186-pound senior. And Doyle on first down gained maybe a yard at best.
Well, I'll tell you what, number 66.
Actually, he loses a yard on the
Carrillo
play.
just buried it. Carrillo got his head down and just knocked all kind of ankles down on that play. That was a good defensive play by Carrillo.
And it'll be 2nd and 11. Well, we talked about that passing game, and Quigley really getting it going, completed 7 of his last 8 passes.
Might be the player of the game, huh? Who's got quick? All right.
It's not Lee.
That's right. There he goes again.
Rolling him out right
the
side.
Second guy. There's his second option.
This time he keeps it, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 44, and it'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, they're going to tell him he's got to make that decision just a little quicker and turn his head up instead of angling out of bounds on that and try to make more yards. He should be big enough to take a couple hits, but he did a smart thing. He gets out of bounds, gets 4 or 5 yards. Watch again. He's on the perimeter. He's on that island by himself. As long as he's got that ball up, you don't know if he's going to pass run. Now that he's got to run, he's got to turn down, and the defense reacts by coming right back at him.
3rd and 6 for the Celtics. Split backfield.
Nice coverage.
And he has Mentz. And Mentz is all the way down to the 27-yard line. Another first down for Providence.
And every man covered. They did a good job of covering Locance on the outside, Reeder underneath. They had Doyle covered, but they didn't cover the back coming out of the backfield. You can only do so much. And again, the Providence offensive line picked up the blitz and quickly had a free time of sitting back there and finding the open receiver.
Well, every time Providence has needed a play, Mike Mentz has stepped it up here.
That's right. He's a money ball player.
Oh, I was wondering who. Oh, well, was Top Jocks?
Well, he'd only made one money play. He was quick as the guy put the ball in there. Boy, here's a big guy here.
On the carry, Anthony Doyle. And he's going to be pulled down right away, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, we see that Doyle's job tonight is blocking. You know, he's a big kid. He does a good job of blocking there. He's only carried the ball 2 or 3 times in the whole game, but that doesn't diminish the worth that he is in that backfield because he's a terrific lead blocker for Mentz when he runs the tailback blast.
They lose a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11. The ball at the 26.
They can't count it. Mentz is up free again. Whoa!
Oh.
Go Hess.
A broken play that time, and you called him Mac Hess there immediately.
I tell you what, Quigley's lucky on that because he could have got hurt. He didn't see Big Hess coming. He just got his nose down. Otherwise, he's going to take a terrific hit that time.
You know,
watch again. Hess does not get touched. And Quigley did a good thing. Find some grass and bury yourself in it.
And you look at Hess. They list him at 6'3". On camera, he looks a lot bigger than that.
And you stand down next to him on the field. He's a good-sized lad. But if you don't block me, I'm going to make a pretty good tackle too, every now and then.
Well, you're a good-sized lad as well.
Yeah, not big as Lee.
3rd and 15 for the Celtics. Quigley.
Oh, look at this.
Picked off. Piotrowski on the interception.
Wow.
The pass intended for Brian Doyle. And Matt Piotrowski stepped in, and he read that one perfectly.
Well, I mean, that time, the receiver fell down. Doyle had him beat, was in front of him. Watch again. Quigley's got all time. Throws a rope. He come down. You got to come back here. Now watch. As he throws the ball, you see the receiver is down right there. He slipped down in there. He tried to knock it out of the defender's hand. It looked like he was being thrown to the defender. We have a player down for Mount Carmel. That's why we have a holdup.
The player down is Justin Carrillo. And if you're Frank Lenti and his staff, you don't want to see this kid. He's played a great game up to this point. As we said earlier, Providence Catholic with the 6 state championships. Mount Carmel with 8 state championships, 7 during Coach Frank Lenti's tenure.
He's up. That's good. Love to see him when they walk off the field. That's the first sign that he may have got a little ding to the head, and hopefully he'll come back and play in the ball game. But again, here's the big play now. Minute 15, they've got the ball. If they get a first down, they'll have the ball with the wind to the back in the 4th quarter.
Providence leading 12-7. The ball is at the 23-yard line. Mount Carmel 1st and 10. That Providence defense shifting up front. Mulcrone fakes the toss, and he's pulled down from behind after a gain of maybe a yard.
That offense is not going to work because Providence has got it smelled out. And Lenti's trying to tell him, hey, you got to pitch that ball sooner. But right now, he's just being engulfed by the green every time he gets on the corner.
And you talk about disparity right now. Providence has run 48 offensive plays. Mount Carmel only 19. 2nd and 8 for the Caravan.
Boy, the dive is squashed on that one.
And again, Mount Carmel with 3rd and long.
They're trying to get that clock down so they can go to get a pass run, but they've got to throw the ball. They've only got 25 seconds to get the playoff, so.
Now, if you're Matt Seffner, you take a timeout here to force them to kick into the wind.
Very well could if you, but I think he wants to save those for the end.
And Mount Carmel's going to let the clock run out. And Well, Providence coming up with a score here early in the third quarter. And going into the fourth quarter, Providence Catholic leads the Caravan of Mount Carmel 12-7.
You're watching the AT&T Broadband Network. There's something for everyone on AT&T Cable Services. Just look what's coming this September.
TNT's got the faces you never forget in the movies you know by heart. TNT's Saturday Night New Classics, every Saturday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific on TNT.
This September in Sydney, Australia, a new era in Olympics coverage begins when NBC, CNBC, and MSNBC join to bring you the complete Olympics.
Tune in. It's all on AT&T Cable Services.
Fourth quarter, big play time, big play teams. Mount Carmel has to win. Even though they have bad field position, they must take advantage of this. Providence did a nice job, the one touchdown lead, but a two-point conversion that failed, that might come back to haunt them. Michael?
Lee, and always good to see that mug down on the sidelines. And Providence leading 12-7. Started the fourth quarter. 3rd and 6 for the Caravan. Mulcrone.
Oh!
And that ball is just in and out of the hands of his receiver. Unable to hold on to that one was Noel Bax, the tight end.
Well, he had plenty of time. He did not throw the ball well, but it was a catchable ball. Again, he makes a play fake on the dive. Has plenty of time back there. Doesn't set his feet, but the ball's right there. He just went through his hand. Drops. A big drop, too.
Jacuz and Lokank on the coverage. And Standring in to do the punting chores.
He's had one 76-yard punt with the wind to his back.
Martino and Jacuz back for the Celtics. And this one taken by Martino. And he doesn't go right up the field. He ends up losing yardage, pulled down at the 25. But that's better than what we saw happen earlier, where they let that ball go and it ended up down at the 7-yard line.
I think he was told over and over again, you got to catch the ball. Somebody's got to make the fair catch call or make the catch call and not let that ball hit the ground. Now Providence has to march. They've got to take some time off the clock, get a good drive, score possibly, but again, put the heat on the defense.
Quigley under center.
Hey, they're going for the jugular vein. Whoa,
And
nice.
immediately
Whoa,
on the
man.
hit, Mentz on the reception on that hit for Mount Carmel, number 51, and he left no time at all, Joe Panettiere.
Well, I tell you, Panettiere, he snuffed that one out. You're not going to sneak it back out of the backfield and come across that. He had that place snuffed right away. That was a good tackle. Good. It was good for the receiver to hang on to the ball.
And Panettiere really the anchor on that defense for Mount Carmel.
Well, like you said, the impact players have got to step up now. 2nd and long. Mount Carmel has to step up. Providence, they've got to find somebody for them to make a big play.
It'll go to Mentz again, and he finds a hole, and he's up across the 30 to the 34.
Does a good job of sliding to the hole. That play is directed off tackle, but he has the option of going outside, and he just slides to the right or slides to the left and finds plus yardage, coming close to a first down on the play.
He's going to be just short, about a half yard, so a big play here for Providence on 3rd down.
They've had trouble on short yardage now.
Now, I say in this situation, I like what you always call, just follow that big hoss, that center you got right up the middle. Offset eye. They go to Mentz. And he goes up the middle, and he's got enough for the first down and enough to keep this drive alive for the Celtics.
Well, they're lucky. Number 51, Joe Panettiere, was right there. He missed it. He shot the seam and came up empty as Mentz kind of jumped out of his arms and made that big first down.
And Mentz, every time you turn around now, he's making the play that the Celtics need. Oh, was that Top Jock?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job.
Wait, who'd you have, Mac?
I got Quigley.
He's doing a good job, too. But
oh, yeah.
I think I have Mentz. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Check the yardage.
First and 10 for the Celtics. The ball at the 37. And they go Mentz again. He cuts it outside. And it looked like he was going to go someplace, but coming up for Providence, number 32 on the tackle, J.P. McGlynn.
J.P. McGlynn put a lick on him that time, so he's going to come back to, again, another second and long play.
And really the important thing that we want to look at tonight, the top jocks, Mack and Lee, Don Durham and Quigley respectively. And
they Providence didn't have 100 yards total offense, and you're going to talk about men. He's doing a good job, though.
Second down for the Celtics. Mentz again. And it'll be third and long for Providence.
And that was Wally Hess again, number 88, who reached out that big arm of his and knocked his legs out. Otherwise, Mentz might have been trotted down the field for another first down.
My only thought for you is I'll let the action speak for itself, Mac.
There's time on the clock. I think it's going to come down. You got a third down play. I think the most important thing for the Celtics right now is they better keep their clock going. They've taken up about 3.5 minutes since they've had the ball, and that prevents Mount Carmel. They can't make any mistakes down here, though.
8.5 minutes remaining in the game. Doyle in motion.
There's that
the play action.
The out.
Quigley rolls out, and he finds his man, and unable to hold on to it is Reeder.
Same play.
It looked like he had the ball in his hand, but it just bounced out, and he would have had enough for the first down.
And that time, quick, the same rollout play they did on the last drive, they went down for the touchdown. He did a boot to him, coming to his left, had Locance taking his receiver down, and Reeder dragging underneath. And watch again, as he comes out, he's got a perfect throw, squares the shoulder up, and he kind of tosses the ball this time. It's nice, a little floater, and he just couldn't hit. Had to reach out there and almost held on to that.
Angoni back for the Caravan.
Watch number 1 on the outside, Marshall. He's got the great speed. He's going to try and come on the block.
And a good snap, and they get the punt off, and it's right up into the wind.
It's going to hit somebody in the head.
And it did.
If it hit a Providence guy, his ball is dead automatically.
And they're going to try to unpile this.
Yep.
And it's Mount Carmel football. A big break for Frank Lenti.
Oh, yeah. He held his breath on that one. It looked like it might have hit off of Celtics. They may have called a dead ball. Let's do it again. Number 1, Marshall comes in, and a good block to keep him from getting in there. And if we can follow this ball down the field, we're just out of our camera on that one. There it is there. Big scramble.
Matt Gross on the punt. That ball got up into that wind. It went no place. The Caravan starting out at their own 49. And it goes to Durham. And again, Durham pulled down the Celtics, knowing that play is coming all day long.
Yes, and they're just not getting any push on Mount Carmel's side, and that's because the defense is standing their ground. They're not getting blowed out, where if Durham gets a crease, he might go all the way, and I think that's what they're looking for. The big thing tonight for Mount Carmel, they have not been able to pitch the ball out to Durham or Quinn. They've just been stymied going to the outside. They try to run between the tackles, and we've seen they're not getting anything out of that. Not yet.
Split backfield, pro set. Mulcrone over the middle. What a hit. On the hit for Providence. It looked like Matt Gannon, number 19.
Number 9, that was Rory Steinbeck that came in. And he
Steinbeck.
threw a strike, but the ball was more into the Providence man than it was to Mount Carmel. That time, Mulcrone just dropped back and tried to fire the ball. But again, the Celtics did a good job of breaking it up. And here's a third down play again. They've got to make some third down. Might be a fourth down situation for them as this game is getting near to the end.
3rd and 7. The ball at the Providence 48. Mulcrone. And he's pulled down on the sack. Britt Cleveland with the big defensive play for the Celtics.
And that forced them to got to punt the ball now. And clock is still going. They got to punt the ball. Great play by number 27. He's been a stalwart on the defense all night, making big play after big play, but they'll remember that one, as he just shot the gap that time, and Malcolm didn't even see him. As he turned the setup for the throw, number 27 was all in his chest.
Carmel going with that play action that time. It didn't work at all. And Standring handles the bad snap. It gets off a good
Oh, the ball!
And it goes
ball
right
down.
through the hands.
Mount Carmel's got it.
Mount Carmel football at the 15.
Oh, we said the punt team, the special team could do something. Who comes off that foul?
Matt Martino unable to handle the punt.
Number 23. Did a great job of coming down and getting that ball.
Chad Dickerson. And a good punt by Standring on a bad snap.
And watch again, it just hits him right in his pads, right through his hands. And Dickerson's all over that. Well, you're talking about a big break. And again, watch that clock. Again, Lindsey knows he's got to do something with it, though.
1st and 10 at the 15. Mulcrone, the inside handoff, goes to Durham, and he goes for a couple of yards. Breaking that play up was big number 99 for the Celtics, Eric Plastica.
He's done a good job. 99's been in a lot of plays of shutting down the off-tackle play. And Durham has not been able to breathe. You know, we've seen him against Catholic High and other teams where he can make the long run. He hasn't been able to run over 8-9 yards the whole ball game.
And you know, the other guy that we saw play so effectively earlier in the year was Marty Quinn, and he's really hardly ever gotten the ball tonight.
Give credit to the defense of those guys in the green. They're doing the job. Now they've got to really pick it up. You know, they've really got to pick it up and shut down Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel ranked number 6. This year, up to this point in the season, they're averaging 32 points per game. The defense of Providence only giving up 10 points per game. Right now, this defense of Providence is playing outstanding.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about winning the Metro White division. This is a big thing for Providence. They know if they go one up on the Caravan, they've got a good shot at it and a good place in the playoff.
At this point, Mount Carmel, with all their timeouts left, our score 12-7. It's 2nd and 8 with the ball at the 13 for the Caravan.
Now, if Lindsey's got one play to come out of that bag of trick, this might be the time to put it.
You know, the running game really not getting established here, but like you have said throughout, Mac, a guy like Durham, he could break it at any moment.
Well, a guy like Malcolm has got to come through if they want to win this ball game. He has not done the job at quarterback. And there's the option.
And it goes to Quinn. And he's pulled down after a gain of maybe 4 yards. And it'll be third and 3.
Well, this is a 4-down series no matter what. So that was a good toss that time. He got the ball off quick. Again, just as he was getting hit. Give credit to those Celtic defense. The coach, the defense coordinator, has done a great job of neutralizing Malcolm with the pitch. That time, as he's pitching, he was getting hit. And Quinn did a good job of catching that ball again. And look at all the backlog coming in. They shut him down on 4 yards.
Finally, Quinn getting the ball in his hands. He heads half 442 yards rushing on the season.
They got big Wally Hess out there now.
3rd and 3 for the Caravan.
Oh, look.
And it goes Durham, right side.
He's going to spin. Look out. Boy, touch.
So they never signaled the touchdown.
But I tell you, my goodness, he called a timeout, waving like a touchdown over there.
Ryan Jacuz was in and hit him initially, and Durham, there you just see the strength. He just bowls right through.
This is what Durham does. Hit and spin. He hits, he spins, and he takes 2 Providence Celtics tacklers with him. He's just dragging him. And there's another hit, and he's still going. Cleveland put layers of leather on that time, and he's within about 6 inches of that goal line.
Well, Jacuz had him right away, and Durham, with that great athletic ability and that great strength, just spun right out of it and made the play for Mount Carmel. And the ball's at the 1.
Yes,
1st and goal, and right up the middle goes Mulcrone, and he's in for the touchdown. And
I'll tell you what, it goes to show you. Providence Celtics have played a winning football game. They've dominated them this half. They've just washed them up. One big play. You lose that fumble, momentum turns, and all of a sudden Mount Carmel cashes in.
You know, and it's been 2 big plays is the only scoring Mount Carmel's been able to do in the first half. The the kickoff return for 80 yards, and now the fumble, and they go 14 yards. And
it's not the number of plays, it's the one that you score on, and that counts, you know, and that was the biggest. Now they're going for 2.
Mulcrone under center.
Oh, my goodness. He's going to throw the fade wide open.
And it goes to Enrique Cook.
Out of bounds. Nobody called it. Nobody can call it. Nobody can call it.
And the official's talking it over.
He didn't see it. He's out of bounds if he didn't see it. Oh, this is a big play. Oh!
And they call it good.
He calls it good. No instant call that time by the line judge. He was hesitating, looking for some help. He didn't have any help, and then they had a big discussion. And all of a sudden they raised their hands, and 2 points are good.
Let's go down to Lee Turnbull on the sidelines.
Mike and Mick, I have never seen that happen in a high school football game. The side judge who was on the side, the play goes in the corner. He didn't make a call. He looked all the way across to the back judge. The back judge came running across to the side judge and said, "What did you see?" He said, "I didn't see it." Went back to the back judge. He said, "Well, if you didn't see anything and it looked like he was in, he was in." The guy never made a call, and the play was right in front. I had a chance to talk to Robert Cruz, the former Providence quarterback who led them to a state championship. He said, "You know, Lee, all of us had to pass a test in our state championship years. Now it's up to Steve Quickly. Down to Mount Carmel, 5.5 minutes left to go. Sellout crowd, battle for the conference championship. This is his test. This is the drive that's going to define Quigley as a quarterback in the Providence mold." Mike?
Thanks, Lee. And, you know, Providence and Steve Quigley, now you find out what your team's all about.
Well, it's a test. I don't put too much pressure on them. I think they played a solid football game, and regardless of what the score is, and that's the key for Matt Septon, because he knows down the line you can win or lose this one, and you still got 4 games to win in the playoff.
Now, essentially, this game, though, is for the conference championship.
Yes.
Unless one of these teams just falters after, you know, whoever comes out on top. This game is the conference championship game.
Yeah, each one has to play Loyola, so that's going to be a key there.
This one taken at the 5.
Oh, nice run.
Kyle Callahan gets up to about the 23, and now Steve Quigley and that Providence offense with their work cut out for them.
Well, yeah, you talk about the test for Quigley. You have a test for the Mount Carmel defense. I mean, they have not neutralized Mintz and Quigley all game. So look out. Besides the mistakes, Quigg and Mintz have brought the ball and had a good offense, throw the ball to Locance and Ritter, and move the ball up and down the field.
And yet after that score of this defense, you know they're going to be pumped up a little bit more. 1st and 10 for the Celtics.
Oh,
Quigley.
Big hole.
And it goes up the middle of Mintz, and he's up near the 1st down.
Nice run that time. I think Mount Carmel might have been looking for the pass that time, and our great seam was open with the guard tackle, and Mintz just ran a big hole up there for a nice 1st down run.
The officials mark it at the 33, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Providence, 5:16 remaining in the game.
And the key is the clock going as they move down the field. Providence has got to make that 4 or 5 plus yards on 1st down.
Again, they go to Mintz.
Oh, he did it again.
And he breaks the tackle. That time, Joe Panatera almost had him in the backfield, but you see the strength of Mintz breaking through the tackle and going for a gain of 5.
What they did, they outflanked the defense. They went to a double tight end set, making sure that in the 52 you bring the ends on the outside shoulder. They able to seam off tackle. Mintz is falling again. He's falling Doral, the big fullback, and nice blocking by the tackles on those 2 plays. Again, double tight end formation. Or tight left. Oh,
Quigley.
Oh.
And that pass is tipped. That pocket collapsing around Quigley that time, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
And Quigg had his head turned the wrong way on that one. Coach Ernst did a good, took a chance that time on 1st down to go at it.
Mike Mentz, 26 rushes for 115 yards in the game. And when Providence has needed a big play, he's usually been part of the action.
Well, now the shoulder is 3rd and long. They've got to get something done here. But again, this may be 4-down territory also.
High formation for the Celtics. Quigley.
Oh,
and that
great
pass ball is
defensive
incomplete.
play.
An excellent defensive play that time. Chad Dickerson, but a flag down.
They may call pass interference down the field somewhere.
Well, it came right in the area of where Dickerson was at.
Oh, I thought that was a great matchup that time between Dickerson and Locance.
And it's going to go against Mount Carmel.
Boy, I tell you what, the guys in the brown got something to yell about that one also. Looks like they met simultaneously. Let's look again. Well, I think that's good football there.
Unless they were calling something before that actually
and
happened.
The call was made, so you live with the call, and you go. It's 1st down Celtics.
And it's at the 49 of Providence. And the clock at 4:20.
That may have been their fumble recovery chance. Now they got to cash in.
Quigley rolls out right side.
Out of bounds.
And they're going to call it a good reception.
Wow.
And it's all the way down to the 39.
They got to find him over there. He's under the bench and on the Mount Carmel side.
You know, you look at that Mount Carmel side and the fans packed in all around over there.
Well, I tell you, Quigley did a good job of rolling out. He had nobody in his face, and they're not really trying to get hold to it.
And where he has been most effective throughout this second half is rolling out. It seems whenever he's in the pocket, yeah, something really good doesn't happen. When he's rolling out, good things have happened.
And how you counter that backside blitz. They've got to count up for number 40. They got to make sure 40 and 37 are not lining up at defensive end where they run that cornerback blitz. Here comes the linebacker creeping up.
Doyle in motion. Right side
blitz. Whoa, that was a big tackle. That was a big tackle.
And in around that tackle again is Panettiere.
Because if Panettiere doesn't get that, Mentz is going to do some tap dancing down that sideline for more yardage that time. They did a good job of picking up the blitzing linebacker and give Mentz a seam on that play. And he runs the ball really well inside the tackle.
It'll be 2nd and 6 for Providence.
And they're just dominating the defensive line right now.
Reeder shifts. Quigley.
Ooh.
And they're going to call it a good catch.
Boy, where did he mark that ball, though? Well, he caught the ball. It looked like about 5 yards up.
And there's really no gain on the play as Lokank caught it right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Ernst is doing a good job of mixing it up. He's trying to keep him off balance. He runs draws, off tackle slides, and then come up with that throw.
And Mount Carmel doing some blitzing that's forcing Quigley to make some quick decisions.
It's getting down to crunch time now, though. 2:57 and counting.
3rd and 6 for the Celtics.
You got to go with the big guys. You got them wide open. Oh, through the fade. He's out of bounds.
He was looking for Doyle, overthrows him. That time they kept him in the pocket. And now the Celtics in a situation with 2:47 left where they have to go for it.
Well, that time the Mount Carmel gambled. They rushed 5 and dropped 6. They double covered Doyle coming to the outside on the fade route, and Quigley did a good job having to throw that ball out of bounds so there wouldn't be any problem. They're going to use one of their timeouts now. Good timeout. They've got to settle down and call a big play and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Well, Mac, in this situation, a few weeks ago on TV, you were watching Notre Dame and Purdue, and on a big play, a 4th down play, Notre Dame decides to blitz. Purdue hits, or rather Michigan State hits a big play for an 80-yard touchdown. In this situation, if you're Frank Lenny, do you put the pressure on with the blitz?
Yeah, I like the blitz. I'd send them a 40 at him. Yeah, I'd drop 7 guys back.
Well, let's go down to
Mac, I'm going to ask you because you're the coach. You know Mount Carmel 4th and 6 gonna blitz. What do? Do you roll them out of the pocket with a tie and drag pass, or do you give them the dump pass to the running back miss, which has been effective all night? That's the thing that Providence is deciding on Island, because Mount Carmel's been blitz heavy the whole ball game. They have to, one, pick up the blitz. Number two, decide what they're going to do, roll him out, or else try to hit the running back in the flat.
I think you're absolutely right, Lee. I think Quigley, in fact, I'll bet you Quigley rolls out. Then you have the run option. When he drops back, it's getting kind of tough to see downfield. If he rolls out, he has as much of a chance of finding his target. All he's got to do is square his shoulders and throw the ball in. Watch for that, again, the tight end drifting across the middle and Mintz in the flats.
2:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. 15-12 our score. Mount Carmel leading. Providence 4th and 6. And the official again talking to the center.
Now he's got to throw it down if he's going to keep picking it up. They got to count for Hess. Hess just moved to the opposite side.
Doyle in motion. The play action to Metz.
Plenty of room, plenty of room.
He finds his man. Reeder got it up for the first down as he's across the 25.
Tight end drag across the middle that time. Couldn't get plenty of time. He had no pressure in his face. They're trying to get him from the backside. They pick up Hess with a good block scheme on that time and took care of him, and nobody came to give Quigley any pressure. Big number 55 steps out as a personal guard for Quig, but he squares the shoulder. That's the same pass that Ritter dropped the last time out and missed the first down. That time he caught it.
I formation for the Celtics.
They got him outmanned in the flat.
The ball at the 25. Metz right up the middle.
Man.
And he's hit. I'll tell you what, that time, number 37, Brian Murray, right there on the defensive stop.
Boy, that's the way to shut it down. Mintz was going full stream, and all of a sudden he just the wall was right there.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for Providence. The clock running at 2 minutes right now. Split backfield.
Okay. Oh, to get him dragging.
Quigley throws over the middle. He finds Lokank, who gets down to about the 23.
That tells you right there. Again, he's a drop back. When he rolls out, he's a little better, more comfortable throwing the ball because he's getting that people coming from the blind side on him on that play. Providence has 2 timeouts left, and so they've got good situation to use that clock to their advantage. They've got to get a big first down here, though.
Split backfield for the Celtics.
Here comes the backside blitz again.
Quigley.
Oh, boy.
He keeps it. And Quigley's going to go out of bounds right around the 15. And again, Providence with 4th down.
I'll tell you what. You got to give Brian Lindenson the credit on that because he did one of the greatest takedowns you want to see on a blitzing lineman. He jerked that arm down and drug him down. That was good. It's good because he wasn't called. You know, I mean, you do it till you get called.
Just to take a look at Steve Quigley, and here's
Watch
that play
coming
again.
Down. See him being drugged down there? And the Quig gets out, get on the side. They're going to have to put some time back on the clock.
That time, 44 for Mount Carmel, putting the pressure on Tom Treadway, and he was the one that really forced Quigley to make that quick decision to run the football.
We need to
The referee's coming to the side asking for a reset of the clock. There may be more time put on.
Just saw Quigley talking with Dave Ernst. Ernst, the long-time offensive coordinator here at Providence. And how about the job he has done through the years?
Well, this guy has got a magical mind. I mean, year after year he comes up with outstanding players to work his system, and that helps now. You get guys like Quigley and Cruz and Jokowski and those guys. They do a good job. There he is there. I said your name right this time. There you go.
And you know, whenever I come out to the practices, one of the things I always watch is how much input the head coach gives to the assistant coaches. And Matt Sefner, like many of the other coaches in the area, he'll turn around and go do his job elsewhere and just give those assistant coaches all the...
It's just a matter of time when Dave Ernst goes out and becomes a head coach at some fine small college or other high school and has his own system to run because he is not trying to push him out away from Providence because he's an outstanding young man and a great feature.
4th down for the Celtics. The ball at the 18.
We've been here before.
1:07 remaining in the game.
It's either cheers or tears.
Quigley,
There's
the
on
play
the roll
action
again.
to Metz. Looking for Doyle. And it's in. Providence with another first down. How about the play by Brian Doyle and then Quigley as well.
Trying to get that 1 foot in. And I think Mount Carmel knew it was coming. They started their blitz, but they were late. They didn't set up. If he's going to roll out, he's not going to roll to the short side. He's going to roll to the wide side when he had Ritter underneath and Doyle in the flat. Doyle did a great job of putting that 1 foot down, be in bounds.
Doyle and Lokank, 2 of the top receivers in the area. And it's 1st and 10, 1st and 8, 1st and goal.
We'll get it.
Something for the Celtics.
He outflanked again here in the flat. He's got to roll to his right.
They go to Metz.
Uh-oh.
And Metz hit right away.
Got to use the
A nice
timeout.
play that time again. Joe Panettiere for Mount Carmel.
They got to use one. They're going to line him up that time. Now, I think Ernst saw that they're outflanked on the right side. The tight end in the flat, they cannot cover him if he goes that way.
The clock running, 40 seconds left.
Oh, he throws a fade.
And they look for Lokank. He put it. Oh, they say he's out of bounds.
Holy smokes.
A great catch by Lokank, but his feet unable to stay in bounds.
Great call by Ernst. He didn't let him huddle up, and Mount Carmel couldn't get set through the favorite route, the fade route, and it looked like Lokank's Luca Brock might have had it down there. But I'll tell you, you couldn't tell. If you look down in the corner, there are people all over the place. As soon as he caught that ball, he was surrounded by individuals and the referees trying to find the line. They've got to get that crowd back.
3rd and goal for the Celtics. 34 seconds remaining in the football game.
If they don't make it, he'll look for the field goal try.
Offset eye. Doyle in motion.
They're still outflanked in the flat. There's a fake this
time
way.
they look for
Over his
Lokank.
head. Oh, he threw that ball. Wow. He had the wrong route on that one. That was another fade that tried to hit to the wide side. And here comes the kicking team.
Matt Sefner bringing in the kicking unit.
Freeze him. Coach Lindsey's going to call that timeout. You watch.
Matt Gross in for the field goal attempt.
Mount Carmel's out of timeouts. Wait a minute now, they're coming on the field. Something's going on here.
And this one's going to be a 25-yard field goal attempt. And finally, Mount Carmel calls the timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see their water.
Well, we had it down. They didn't have any more, and then all of a sudden they get one. They must have charged somebody else with that timeout.
You can see the water guys,
Oh,
water
yeah.
boys out on the field.
That'd been kind of crazy if they ran the ball and there's Lempty and the water boy out there. Nowhere to go but get out of the way.
Hey, it's always interesting when you put these two teams together.
Yep. Well, and now you give Providence a chance to think, too, though. You know, do you go for the 2? Do you fake this one? You know, I don't know how many kicks this young man has made, but this is a big kick. They're all big, but this is a big one. This could send this game into overtime.
Oh, Matt Gross, the opportunity here to be the hero.
Yep. Well, you remember those missed extra points again. We go back to how important they are. You know, you got to have those chances, and now you got to make up right here.
They missed the extra point and the 2-point conversion earlier. That's the difference in the ball game right now. 3 points.
How about a fake kick, throw the ball in the flat?
Gross.
It's off.
It's up.
It's good.
And it's good.
Hey. Look at the crowd down there. They probably can't find the football.
Providence Catholic ties it up. 15-15. 24 seconds remaining in the football game.
Now, again, it's not over because Providence has to kick the ball, and they'll have at least one play to get the ball off.
and they're also kicking it into the wind.
Well, this ball's going to get on the ground. They're not going to let Rocky Agoni touch that ball back there. They're going to kick some squid kick. Watch this. This ball looked like it was going off to the right, but right away, he knew it right as soon as he got off his toe.
Perfect hold that time by
Great
Steve Quigley. And again, you come back to the practice session on Wednesday that I was able to get out to. They sat there and practiced kicking the ball during the practice, and here it pays off.
Oh, yeah. You got 30% of your practice time has got to be on that kicking game.
Providence with a 77-yard march, 16 plays to time, 5 minutes, and then they cap it with a gross 25-yard field goal.
Well, there have been some calls in this game that they'll discuss for years. The one down for the 2 points that called good for Mount Carmel. The one that Luke Kentz may have had in the end zone that they called out of bounds. The fumble. It's just a typical Mount Carmel Providence game. Well fought. Not very classy, though. I mean, there have been a lot of mistakes.
And the game hasn't really had a rhythm throughout.
But it's exciting, and it come down to 15-15 with 29 seconds to go in the game.
Last year, these two teams battled. Carmel coming out on top, 17-12. It's all tied up at 15, 24 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And this one taken at the 30 by Aaron Marshall, and Marshall gets up to the 42, and Mount Carmel will have 21 seconds left to try to make something happen.
Well, I'd say if they're getting close talking about a field goal, they need about 40 yards to get it close. So they need 2 big plays in 21 seconds, and Mount Carmel has not gotten the ball deep all day.
And what you also fear in this situation is Durham getting the ball out in the flat and breaking something open.
See, by not having any more timeouts, they can't afford to run. Whatever they do, they may just eat this ball up and go for the overtime.
Durham and Quinn in the backfield. Mo Crone.
Oh, he's dropping.
Right over the middle
no
that
timeout.
time.
They got to get in there quick and spike the ball.
Standing at the Providence 40. The clock's at 15 seconds.
They haven't moved the chains either.
They mark it at the 38, and the chain's moving.
They've got to stop it down and get the chains set up. They can't start until the chains get down. That gives Mount Carmel a break.
You see that Mount Carmel side in the way of the chain gang. Mo Crone again.
Oh!
And it's picked off.
He's going to fall down. Oh, boy. It looked like he might have had a chance to go down the sideline.
Fred Cleveland on the interception.
One shoelace.
He's going to be hearing about that one for a long time.
That's all right. You'll hear about him catching that ball and stopping that drive. You see again, Malcolm, he's sitting in the pocket, plenty of time, and throws a short ball instead of trying to hit it long. And boy, that receiver was surrounded that time. And watch again, you see Cleveland's feet just go, here I go, bang.
Britt, we've all been there before.
That's all right, Britt, you made the catch.
And Providence is going to run the timeout here.
They're
going to throw it one more time. Quigley.
That's it.
Finds Lokank, and
we're in overtime.
That's going to be the end of regulation time, and we are going to overtime here at Providence Catholic. Britt Cleveland, big interception. Hey, what's going on down there, Lee?
My goodness, you want some more action? You want more for your dollar? We got it. Overtime, Providence and Mount Carmel. Let me tell you how they do this. Put the ball on the 10-yard line, you get 4 plays to score. Turn the ball over, the other team gets it. Whoever scores more overtime wins. We always have this conversation, Mac, don't we? If you win the flip, you always want to go on defense first, because that way you know if you got to go for 1 or you got to go for 2. Now, the win might be a factor depending on what end zone they go in. Another thing, the question about Steve Quigley and the line of great Providence quarterbacks, yeah, I think that was answered. 5.5 minutes left to go, down by 3, driving the length of field against the win. Yeah, I would say that right now, you put yourself in that category. What would make you an icon, make you the man tonight, if you pull off the overtime win against the Caravan.
Well,
Mike?
One thing you have to look at midfield, when the captains walked out, Coach Lindsey and Coach Schefter just bear hug each other. I mean, you're talking about two warriors. They've been in the game a long time, and they know the value of an outstanding play. They're just wishing each other good luck.
And
Not that they didn't want the other guy to win now, but good luck.
And, you know, Mac, on that point, too, a couple years ago up at Mount Carmel when they played there in the big game that went to overtime, after the game they bear hugged as well. And I'll never forget what Matt Seffner said. We gave the folks their money's worth.
Yeah. And that's what these two guys, I mean, and I'll tell you what, they're making a lot of money tonight because there's a lot of people out here. You know, I don't know how many freebies there are, but there's a lot of people.
And while we got this opportunity, let's take a break here at Providence Catholic where the Celtics and the Caravan are going to overtime.
Broadband Network.
Back at Providence Catholic High School, overtime, and Mac, these two teams, we've seen this before, the overtime action between Carmel and the Celtics.
Well, and then the flip of the coin was kind of unique in the sense that Mount Carmel won the toss and deferred to the Celtics. Again, we're talking about what Leah said. If you wanted something to work, you let your defense go out first to see what the other team is going to do. If they score, you know you have to score a touchdown or a field goal to either tie or win the game.
Here's seeing Matt Seffner and his staff and Dave Ernst right in the middle there, figuring out exactly what they're going to do.
I think this overtime is in favor of Providence. I think they have more weapons right now in their offense than Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel hasn't shown anything so far. So let's see if Quigley and Mintz can run that ball a little bit and then go out and get Luke Cantor, Doyle in the flat.
Well, the Celtics will start out high formation. Receivers right, left, and they go to Mintz right up the middle, and he'll dive for maybe a gain of 2 yards.
That's all right. You're gonna feel them out there. See how they play in the middle of their defense. And the confidence is up. The young man that kicked the field goal knows that they get down to a fourth down and they call him in there. He's made one, so he'll be a little bit more relaxed. You see him practice on the side there.
It'll be second down for Providence.
It's awful quiet out there for an overtime. I'll tell you that.
They mark the ball at the 9-yard line. Reader shifts sides. Quigley rolls out right side.
He's got to run it.
And he keeps it.
Oh,
and he'll be pushed out at about the 6.
Boy, he took a good lick on that one. Well, the Quick doesn't have Mike Green's speed in the Olympics or Johnson, but he gets out there. He's dangerous with that ball up. He just tucks it in.
And what you do see is the quickness of the Mount Carmel defense. Boy, they close the gap quick.
They're going to move him all the way back. He's going to be close to the 10-yard line.
They mark it at about the 7. Third down for the Celtics. Split backfield.
There's Minson
Quigley.
Oh, ball is batted.
Over the middle. That ball is batted down, and now Providence will have one more shot at getting it in.
It looked like it might be Wally Hess again. They've got his big paw up, number 88.
And here comes the field goal unit for Matt Seffner.
He had plenty of time back there. Just Mount Carmel did a good job of covering.
Well, Matt Gross will be in, and it'll be a 24-yard field goal attempt with the wind at his back. High snap.
He made it.
Somehow Quigley gets it down, and it's good. How about the play by Steve Quigley?
Boy, I tell you, the good hands, people that time. as the Quig got that ball down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Quigley actually had to come off his knees to pull that one down.
Well, I think both men did an excellent job. The kicker to take his time and wait for him to bang that ball right through the middle.
And Mac, you're going to have to start thinking about the Mack Truck player of the game as well. Look at, he was holding that with one hand.
Well, I tell you what, there are a lot of candidates out there right now.
Unbelievable. He just set that down with one hand on the play.
We said impact players would come through. We saw how the Quig did an excellent job of making that play. Now the defense has to stop Mount Carmel. The game is not over, so you can watch again. It's a straight ahead kick. It's not that sidearm stuff as he waits, and bangs it right. Knew it right away.
How about Quigley? He grabs it with two hands and shifts it to the one hand, completely off balance. Mount Carmel with the ball at the 10. First down.
See if they get the ball to Durham.
And they give it to Durham.
He's still up.
And Durham gets to the 6, where it'll be second down.
And the key again is to make, if you're going to go run, you got to keep the ball in the middle of the field so your kicker has a straight ahead kick. Because the tie, you start it over again.
This crowd out of its feet. 2nd and 5. The Providence defense has been standing their ground throughout this contest. Can they do it one more time? They go, Durham again. And he dives down to about the 3, where it'll be third down.
And they got to come all the way back to the other side to get that ball in the middle of the field.
And Frank Lampy,
and they have a straight ahead kicker too. See, then that's again, you don't have a sidewinder. Piotrowski's a straight ahead kicker, so he's at a disadvantage if he's on the far hash mark.
And right now, Frank Lampy staying with his bread and butter, Don Durham.
And Frank Lampy might go for the winning touchdown on 4th down, so don't count that out.
Split backfield. Right up the middle, Durham.
Oh! They scored a touchdown.
And it's the touchdown.
He called a touchdown. Holy smoke. 3 blasts to Durham. And he looked like he got stopped. He ran into a brick wall and got through that somehow.
Durham with the incredible
what a way.
Wow. And you can hear the pads up here where we're at.
Man, what a game. What a way to win. What a way to lose.
And Matt Seffner, Frank Lampy. Unbelievable what happens when these two teams get together.
Yes, right down to the last play. Watch again. Looks like he gets stopped right there, and he finds his head. Man, where did he get underneath that? He had 3 green jerseys on top of him, 2 yards back, and still got that hit across the goal line.
And what you love about Durham, how about how hard he goes into that blind?
Well, he's the money ball player.
Well, in a moment, we'll be back at Providence Catholic High School, where the Mount Carmel Caravan have defeated the Providence Celtics 21-18 in overtime.
Back on the team, Rory number 9, Kyle is number 1. Let's start off with Mark, though, however, the defensive coordinator. And I imagine you couldn't be prouder of the effort that these guys turned in Saturday night.
No, not at all. I mean, it was obviously a long time coming for us. We had a lot of close games, a lot of, tough decisions down at the end. Things didn't always go our way, and this one came down to the end also. But this time it went our way, so it was big for us.
Coach, I was really impressed, and that's why I wanted the defense to come out first today. In that first half, Mount Carmel must have had the ball at least 3 times in your territory. Once, I think they started driving on the 20-yard line and didn't come away with any points in the first half. I mean, that's just amazing. What happened that you guys were able to stop them from scoring with all those opportunities they had?
Well, yeah, you're right. We were in some tough situations, but, we prepared well all week. Our prep offense did an outstanding job getting us ready. And our kids on the team, they work so hard. Our assistant coaches, I'd have to mention, that work under me, Larry Lokank and John Purgie. The experience they have, it's incredible. I come out here and, you know, game time is fun for me. I just get to call the plays. It's like driving a car. They're the mechanics, and I just get to come out and have fun. So.
Well, we're looking at highlights right now, and if you think you're seeing number 9 in just about all of them, it's he had 23 tackles, Rory did in this game, and we're all over the place. He's one of our nominees for Friday Night Fever Player of the Week. We'll tell you how you can vote for that in a little bit. But what were you keying on here, Rory? Did you expect them to just try to run it down your throats, or what were you thinking going in?
Well, going into the game, we really did think that they're going to try to test our running defense, and they tested it well, and the coaches really helped us out for the week of practice. They gave us what we had to do, so it was really just getting in the right spot on just reading keys, and coaches really did a great job, so we just did what we're supposed to do.
What's the difference, Roy? In past years, you guys hadn't beaten Mount Carmel 5 times in a row, and I'm assuming you prepare the same way. You know they have the option attack. The personnel even is similar from year to year. What was different this year that you guys were able to stop that option attack?
I think it was more of it in the heart. I think that was really a big key, you know. Guys really wanted it, you know. As seniors, this came back from, you know, Pop Warner football, so
it goes back a long way, doesn't it?
It goes back a long way, so I really wanted it, and I know everyone else really wanted it. We wanted to do it for the coaches because who knows, next year we might not even be playing Mount Carmel, so we really wanted, you know, showed for the coaches and really just get the job done. So it was just more of a heart thing.
People may remember the Steinbach name with Eric, your older brother, who was on some pretty decent teams himself and is now at Iowa. Did he ever beat Mount Carmel? Did he ever get a chance to play them?
He never got a chance to play him, and that was always like a dinner discussion. You know, he always wants to play Mount Carmel, but I'm glad I got to play Mount Carmel for him, so maybe he was really, like, you know, satisfied with his little brother beating Mount Carmel.
When did he hear about you guys knocking off Mount Carmel? When did you first hear about it?
I guess that night my parents said they called him on his cell phone and told him, you know. So I guess it was after the game, probably around 11.
What was his reaction?
My parents said he was like really enthusiastic about it. He was just like, tell Rory he did a great job and stuff like that. So he really was just supportive about it.
Didn't carry over to the Purdue game, however.
Yeah.
Kyle, talk about the game itself in those final frantic seconds. Mount Carmel was lining up for a field goal, a chance to tie 10-7. Was the final score that you beat Mount Carmel in a real low-scoring defensive kind of game. But they had a chance there at the end of the game to at least force overtime. It's just a little bit wide was the field goal at the end. Were you on the field for that final field goal play?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
We always have close games with Carmel, so I expected a close game. I was a little nervous at the end. Got at the 1 foot line. But
here's the big play where...
Well, here's just highlights of the game. These are highlights of the game.
At the end of the game, Kyle, I was walking on the Mount Carmel sideline, keeping track of the end of the game, and I could hear as they were marching down the field, their fans, the coaches, everybody was saying, we're going to do it again, because they had so much confidence that they'd come back and beat you guys, and they just thought for sure they were going to do it. They got down to the 2-yard line, 17 seconds left in the game, and here's the play where the quarterback, John Mulcrone, couldn't find an open receiver. You made an 11-yard sack and forced this longer field goal.